Hey folks, it's Jang here from RCmania.com, the place for toy grade RC reviews. Here in my hand you are looking at the Hogs Dive Master. It is a micro, fully infrared controlled submarine. Yes, it actually goes in the water and it will actually dive. It has a main propeller, it has thrusters for turning, and it will go up and down based on ballast control. This front thing is actually a cover for the charge port, and as you can see, when you close it, it automatically turns it on. Now you charge this, much like many other Hogs vehicles and craft, from a controller. Your controller has forward, back, left, right, and then dive and surface controls are here as buttons on the shoulders. The controller takes 4 AA batteries, and to connect it to the sub you just pull out this plug right here. It only goes in one way and it takes about a half an hour to get a full charge. And there it goes, off and running. As you can see, it's actually listing or leaning to one side a little bit. That's just because of the surface tension of the water. It kind of grabs it wherever it was placed into the water, but you can straighten that out if you want. You can see that it turns left and right and floats around on the surface just fine. It's not too fast, but not too slow. Very controllable, and feels pretty scale in the way that it moves around. Now this is infrared remote controlled, which means that you cannot use it outside. You don't want to have too much direct sunlight, and you don't want to have strong fluorescent lights directly on it because that will mess with the control. You can control this from about 5 feet away, but not much more than that. There's actually a little bit of a trick to get it to dive. You hit the dive button and that will deal with all the ballast control to make it basically get heavier in the water. But again, that surface tension of the water itself, right on the surface, it's gonna really hold on to the top of the craft. I found I actually have to tap it from the top or make the whole thing hit the side of the tub or wherever it's being used. That will break that surface tension there and actually allow it to dive naturally. I think it's unfortunate that you do need to intervene like that, but it's really not that big of a deal. So now it's underwater, and you can see that it's going just about as fast underwater as it did on the surface. It's also just as maneuverable, if not more maneuverable. This is really impressive to me. This thing is so tiny. To get that much functionality into such a tiny thing, even if it was just a land vehicle, that would still be pretty cool. But to actually have a submarine that's able to go up and down and be fully controlled, I did not think they would be able to pull it off. I thought there was going to be some major problem with this that would make it not fun, but I was simply wrong. There's a little bit of a challenge to getting it to stay at one particular depth. You can see that it's easy to get it to go down to the bottom by just making it extra heavy. But if you want it to stay kind of in the middle of wherever you're running, you have to kind of fiddle with the up and down controls to get the buoyancy just right. When you want it to surface, just hit the surface button, hold it down, and it's really pretty magical. It just comes right back up to the surface, never puts out any bubbles, just pretty much does what you want when you want it to do it, except for that whole diving thing where you do have to tap it on the top. Now, if there was one thing that stood out for me about this whole test, it was the run time. I ran this continually at the bottom, scraping on the bottom of this tub for 30 minutes. That's on a 30-minute charge. That's many times longer than any other RC in micro size that I've ever had. And like I said, that was running continuously, full speed, turning left, right, scraping on the bottom, never pausing. If you run it in something like an aquarium where you're going to be going slow and dodging around obstacles, I would not be surprised if you could get 45 to 60 minutes of runtime on a single charge. The Hogs Dive Master is simply a successful product. It works as advertised, if not better. I like it. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed that. Be sure to stay tuned to RCmania.com for more toy grade RC reviews.